The star quarterback publicly kissed the school's straightest nerd. He kissed me. Hard. Right in the middle of the science wing. No warning, no words. The hallway was deserted. After practice, the building was practically a ghost town. Just the hum of the vending machines. Not a soul in sight. Just Liam Chase. Quarterback, king of the school, dripping sweat from practice, grabbing my face like he'd been waiting his whole life to do it. And then, he walked away. Didn't say a single thing, didn't even look back, just left me there, pressed up against the cold lockers, heart going haywire, like I was the one who ran 10 laps and tackled 3 dudes. So, yeah, that happened. Now, let's rewind a second. I'm not the kind of person anyone notices. That's not self-pity, it's just fact. I'm tall, sure, but skinny in the he definitely runs from gym class way. I read more than I talk. I've been wearing the same hoodie since sophomore year, and I've made it my full-time mission to survive high school in silence. No parties, no drama, no stupid hallway crushes. I tutor freshmen who think mitochondria is a skin disease. I work in the library during lunch. I sit in the back of class and pretend not to exist. It's not glamorous, but it's safe. And up until that exact moment when Liam Chase pressed his stupid, perfect mouth to mine, that plan was going great. I mean, Liam Chase doesn't even know my name. Why would he? He's loud, golden, the kind of guy who walks into a room and everyone just naturally tilts their body toward him like he's gravity. The star quarterback, son of the head coach, destined for the NFL type. Girls cry when he smiles at them. Guys act like they're not intimidated, but they totally are. We've never spoken, never been in the same room long enough to try, which is why, after staying 2 hours late to help one of the younger kids study for a bio test, the last thing I expected when I turned around in the empty hallway was him, leaning on the lockers, shirt damp, hair a mess, breathing like he just finished a sprint, and staring at me, like I'm something he's never seen before, but wants, badly. I opened my mouth to say something, anything, but I didn't get the chance. He crossed the space in 2 steps, one hand on my cheek, the other on my hip, and then his lips were on mine, soft but intense, full of this terrifying, hungry urgency, like he'd finally stopped running from something and ran straight into me. And the worst part? I kissed him back. I let it happen, let him pin me there like I was the only thing holding him together, like I was allowed to want this, want him. And then, just like that, it was over. No sorry, no I don't know why I did that, not even a cocky smirk or some kind of joke, just a shake of his head. And he left. I stood there for a full minute, touching my lips like they were bruised, trying to make sense of anything. I couldn't. All I knew was something had changed, and I had a very, very bad feeling my quiet little life was officially over. 2 days later. We've never spoken, never been in the same room long enough to try, which is why I'm pretty sure he didn't even know my name, at least until that day. Maybe he heard someone say it, saw it on my homework folder, or maybe he just asked around. But 2 days later, when he blocked my way by the lockers and leaned in close, that's the first time I heard him say it. Eli. Like he was testing the sound, making sure it fit. I pretended it didn't make me shiver. It started with the hallway thing. Like 2 days after the kiss that shall not be named, I was walking to chem class, head down, earbuds in, brain already stressing about my midterm. And then, suddenly, boom. Wall of muscle. Liam. Right in front of me, blocking the lockers like some teen heartthrob-shaped eclipse. Eli, he said. I blinked. Hey! He didn't move, just stood there, one hand braced on the locker beside my head, looking at me like I was a math problem he couldn't solve. You good? I asked awkwardly. My pulse was already throwing a party. He didn't answer. His fingers brushed my wrist. Light, just a second, but I swear I felt it in my spine. Then, footsteps down the hallway. Someone turned the corner, and just like that, Liam was gone. Fast, like a ghost. No goodbye, no explanation, vanished into thin air. And that's how it kept going. He started popping up everywhere, sitting closer in class, taking the long way to practice just to pass me. Sometimes he'd whisper my name. Eli. Like it was a prayer or a dare, but only when no one else was around. When the lights were on, when the hallways were full, nothing, like we were strangers again. A few days later. It was a Tuesday night, late. The gym was dark except for the glow coming through the glass doors. I was cutting through after helping the librarian move some boxes, because that's who I am, a box-moving nerd. And there he was, alone, on the bleachers, hoodie on, head down, like something out of a teen drama montage. I almost walked past. I should have walked past, but then he looked up, and I swear, he needed me. Not in the dramatic rom-com way, in the real way. Eyes red, hands shaking, like he'd been running in his own head all day and couldn't find the off switch. I sat beside him, quiet. He didn't say anything for a while, just leaned back, breathing deep, and then, almost like he couldn't help it, his pinky brushed mine. Not grabbing, just touching. And that was it. Next thing I knew, his mouth was on mine again. Hot, fast, desperate, like kissing me was the only way he remembered how to breathe. No one else was there, just us. The echo of the gym, the creak of the bleachers, his hands in my hoodie pocket like he was trying to crawl inside my ribs. And for a moment, just one, I let myself believe maybe this was something. But when I opened my eyes, he was already walking away again. Didn't say a word, just vanished into the dark like nothing ever happened. About a week later, it was raining, loud, angry, the kind of storm that makes the whole sky look bruised. I was in the library, hiding from everything, sorting returned books into stacks because I'm thrilling like that. And then, there he was again, soaked, breathless, green eyes wild. "Eli," he said, like I was air and he'd been drowning. Before I could say anything, he pulled me into the corner aisle, tucked between geography and romance novels, and kissed me. Again. My back hit the shelf. His hands were in my hair. I think one of the atlases fell to the floor, but I didn't care. It felt good. Too good. But then, I ruined it. I whispered, "Why do you keep doing this?" His whole body tensed. I don't know," he said finally, voice breaking. "You just feel like the only thing that's real." And God, my stupid heart melted. But when we stepped out of the aisle, back into the real world, he pulled his hoodie up, walked out like he didn't know me, didn't look back. And I stood there, lips still warm, holding a water-streaked copy of Great Expectations like a chump. Because that's what I'd started to expect now. Heat in secret, cold in public, and silence. Always. A few days later. It always starts the same. Midnight, tap on my window, the soft knock 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 I could recognize in my sleep. I get up every time, no matter how late, no matter how much I told myself I wouldn't. And he's always there. Liam Chase, hoodie up, eyes tired. Like he's spent the whole day being someone else, and only remembers who he is when he's standing outside my room. My room's on the second floor, but there's a huge maple tree right outside. Old, gnarled branches that reach just close enough to make the climb possible. Dangerous, but possible. First time Liam did it, I nearly had a heart attack. Now, I just expect it. He never says much when he climbs in. Sometimes he's shivering, sometimes wet from the rain, sometimes shaking for reasons he won't explain. But when the door's closed behind him, when it's just us, he melts. He'll crawl into bed like he belongs there, like this is our thing. He always kisses me first, Quiet, slow, soft at the edges, like he's scared I might vanish. And God, I let him. I let him kiss me like I'm home, like I'm safety, like I'm the only place in the world he gets to be soft. We've done this everywhere now. The gym, when it's dark and echoey and smells like sweat and old pine. He pins me against the bleachers, kisses me hard, breath ragged, like he's starving. The library after hours, when I stay late pretending to shelve books, just so he can sneak in through the back door. We lie side by side on the carpet, his pinky brushing mine, heads turned toward the ceiling. He whispers things like, "You feel so calm," and "I can't breathe without you." And one night, barely audible, "I'm scared." I turned to look at him that night, but his eyes were already closed. And still, every morning, it resets. He walks past me in the hall like I don't exist. He high-fives his teammates, smirks at the cheerleaders, flirts with girls at lunch. One time I was walking behind him and someone said, "Hey, Chase, what's your type?" And he laughed, loud. Hot, female, breathing. The hallway roared. I didn't. I went to the bathroom and stared at myself in the mirror for 10 minutes, wondering what I looked like to him in daylight. Because that's the thing. At night, I'm everything. By day, I'm invisible. At first, it felt thrilling. Secret rendezvous, hidden smiles, the kind of stuff people write songs about. But now it feels like rot. Like I'm this part of him he tucks away in a drawer, only to be taken out when no one's looking. I keep hoping he'll slip up, that he'll look at me in class and not catch himself in time, that someone will notice how long he lingers when I walk by, that maybe he'll reach for my hand, just once, out in the open. But it never happens. And slowly, being his secret, stops feeling like a rush and starts feeling like shame. Like maybe I'm the thing he's most afraid of being seen with. Like I'm the proof he doesn't want anyone to find. And I don't know what's worse, that he keeps coming back, or that I keep letting him. 4 days later. It didn't start out bad. It never does. Liam showed up like always, late, breathless, hoodie half soaked from the rain. I opened the window before he even knocked, because I always do. Because no matter how many times I promise myself, this is the last time, the truth is, I miss him before he even leaves. I crave him like some stupid movie cliche. He crawled into bed like he belonged there, like he always does, cold fingers brushing against my warm skin. He kissed me slow, lazy, like he had all night, like we had all the time in the world. And I let him. Like I always do, but something about tonight felt off. Maybe it was how quiet he was, or how I couldn't stop noticing the ache behind my ribs, that soft, constant bruise of knowing I'm never his until the lights are off. Whatever it was, I broke. He was lying on his side, fingers tracing circles on my wrist. Then I whispered, "Are you ashamed of me?" His hand froze. He didn't pull away, but he didn't speak right away either. I turned to look at him. His eyes were wide, green, raw under the glow of my desk lamp. "What?" he said, like maybe he didn't hear me, like maybe I'd take it back. But I didn't. "Is that why you pretend we don't exist in daylight?" I asked. "Because you're ashamed of me?" He shook his head instantly, too fast, too much. "No," he said, sitting up a little. "God, Eli, no, never." He grabbed my hand like he needed it to anchor him. You're the most beautiful thing I've ever touched," he said. "You're the only good thing I have that's real, that's mine, and that's why I can." He trailed off. I waited. He didn't finish. "Can't what?" I asked, already knowing I wouldn't like the answer. He let out a breath. I'm scared. If I let people know, if I say it out loud, it becomes real. And real things can break, get taken, or turn into something ugly." The words were soft, almost sweet, but they didn't feel good. They felt like cotton candy dipped in guilt. Pretty on the outside, sticky, empty inside. I knew he meant it. I felt the fear in his voice, but it still sounded like an excuse, like he was protecting something, but not me. Like he was protecting the part of himself that wanted me hidden. I opened my mouth to say something, but he didn't let me, because his lips were on mine again. And just like that, it was forgotten. He kissed me like I was air, like he was drowning and I was the only thing keeping him above water, and I let him again. Because the worst part, the part I don't tell anyone, I loved him the most in those moments. When no one else could see, when it was just us and the dark and the lies we told ourselves. It felt like being worshipped, and I was already too deep to pull myself out. 2 weeks later. It was supposed to be movie night. Popcorn, hoodie cuddles, maybe his head in my lap while we watched something dumb. He promised. He swore. Friday. No team stuff, just us. I even cleaned my room. Lit one of those stupid candles my sister got me for Christmas. It smelled like vanilla and hope. But 9 o'clock came and went. 10. Nothing. No knock on the window, no texts, no Liam. I told myself maybe he fell asleep. Maybe he forgot. Maybe practice ran late. And then I opened Instagram. Big mistake. There he was. Someone had tagged him in their story. Party lights flashing, red cups everywhere, music loud and messy. And Liam, front and center, laughing, grinning like he hadn't bailed on me. Arms slung casually around some girl in a denim skirt like he wasn't someone's secret, like he wasn't mine. I stared at the screen so long my phone went dark, and when the knock finally came, at 12:47 a.m., hoodie up, that same soft knock, 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 I didn't move. Not at first. He knocked again. "Eli?" A whisper. I got up, walked to the window, opened it, but I didn't step back. He looked up, rain dripping from his hair, smile starting like nothing was wrong, like he could just crawl back into my bed and into my life. I didn't smile back. His brows knit. "What's wrong?" I swallowed. "You said you'd come." "I know. I wanted to. Coach, don't lie." He shut his mouth. Silence hung between us. Wet, heavy, throbbing. And then I said it. "I'm not a pit stop on your way to figuring yourself out, Liam." His eyes widened. "I'm not a shadow," I went on, voice shaking. "I'm not a secret. I deserve to be seen." He opened his mouth, closed it, like the words were there, but he didn't know how to say them. So I said the only ones left. "We're done." He flinched, barely, then nodded once. Didn't argue, didn't beg, just looked at me like he was already mourning something, then turned and went away. And when I shut the window, I finally cried. For the first time. For real. And this time, he didn't get to hold me after. A week later. The next week felt like grief. Not the loud, dramatic kind. The quiet kind. The aching kind. The kind that settles in your bones and makes everything feel a little too slow. I blocked his number, deleted the late-night voice notes he used to send. Ones like, "You looked good today," whispered from his truck in the dark, or, "I wanted to hold your hand so bad during lab." Like a confession. Gone. I skipped the hallway he always took to practice, sat in the back row of chem, wore a different hoodie every day so I wouldn't smell like him. I didn't look for him in the cafeteria, but I still felt him, across the gym, at the edge of the field, in the library doorway, in the weight of the silence that used to be full of us. And Liam? He unraveled. He missed passes, real ones, easy ones. Coach screamed at him. His teammates started side-eyeing him like he was contagious. At one practice, someone said, "Dude, what's your problem?" And Liam shoved him. Hard. They almost fought. Coach benched him on the spot. Rumor is, he hasn't shown up to 2 team meetings since. Just sat in his car with his hands on the wheel, engine running, doing nothing. One of the linemen said he walked into the locker room and found Liam staring at his phone like it might bite him. Not moving, not blinking. But me, I stayed gone. Because if he wanted me, really wanted me, he would have shown it when it counted. Not at midnight, not in shadows, but in the daylight, in front of everyone. And until he could do that, he didn't deserve to have me in secret either. A few weeks later, I heard his truck before I saw it. It was late, quiet, everyone in my house asleep. I was in my room, lights off, scrolling through nothing, trying to feel less hollow. Then, headlights. They didn't move, didn't drive off. I peeked through the curtain. It was him, parked across the street. Liam, alone, sitting there with both hands gripping the steering wheel like it was the only thing keeping him from falling apart. He just sat there. 2 whole hours. No knocking, no texts, no songs playing through his speakers like he usually blasted. Just him, watching my porch light like it meant something. And I watched him back, through the blinds, across the quiet. We were just 2 boys who ruined each other, sitting in the aftermath. He didn't get out. Eventually, he drove away. Didn't look up once, but somehow, I knew. He was going to do something. For the first time, it felt like he meant it. The next day. Championship night. The whole school showed up. Packed bleachers, painted faces, giant signs, screaming fans, reporters and scouts, and enough flashing lights to cause a seizure. It was loud, electric, and I felt like I didn't belong at all. I was sitting in the back bleacher row, hoodie up, knees tucked in, trying to shrink. I didn't even know why I came. Maybe I missed him. Maybe I wanted to see what we looked like from the outside. Him shining, me pretending not to care. The team was huddled by the bench. Coach was giving some big pre-game speech. Everyone was hype, except him. Liam was standing at the edge of the group, not moving, not bouncing, not even blinking. His eyes locked on me, dead center. Even from across the field, I could feel it. Coach turned to him. "You ready, Chase?" And Liam, God, he shook his head. No. And then he walked, right past his teammates, past the bench, past the camera crew, right to the middle of the field. He took the mic from the announcer like it was nothing, and then he looked up, right at me, and said, "I'm not playing tonight. Not unless he forgives me." The whole crowd went still. Phones shot up, whispers, a gasp. Someone actually said, "What the hell?" But Liam didn't flinch. He licked his lips, breath shaking. "I've been lying," he said. "To my team, my friends, myself. I've been pretending to be someone I'm not for so long, I forgot what honesty felt like." He looked like he might fall apart right there, but he kept going. "There's this guy," he said. "He's smart, brilliant, way too good at chemistry. Hates crowds, loves library quiet, has the bluest freaking eyes I've ever seen." Some people laughed nervously, others just listened. "And I kissed him," Liam said. "More than once, because I couldn't not. Because every time I looked at him, I felt like me. Like maybe I wasn't broken." My throat closed up. He looked right at me again. And I lost him, because I was scared. He paused, then stepped closer to the bleachers. "Eli Whittaker, I love you. Here, I said it. I love you more than anything. Now either you kiss me right here," he said, "or you don't. I'll live with it. But I'm done hiding. I'm not pretending you don't mean everything to me." And then softer, just for me, "If I don't deserve you in front of everyone, I don't deserve you at all." Everyone turned. The bleachers were silent, and me, I stood. My legs were jelly, my heart was a riot, but I climbed down. Every step felt like walking out of a nightmare. I stopped in front of him, looked at his stupid, beautiful, wrecked face, and then I grabbed him by the jersey and kissed him. Right there, in front of everyone. And the crowd exploded. Screaming, cheering, phones everywhere. Some people gasped. Some didn't get it. Some probably hated it. But Liam, he just smiled against my lips, whispered, "Okay, now I can play." And for the first time, he didn't let go. A few hours later, He won. Of course he did. Liam always wins when it matters. Fourth quarter, down by 6, 30 seconds on the clock. He ran like the whole world was on fire, and he was the only one who knew where the water was. Touchdown. The crowd went insane. I was already standing before the whistle even blew. Couldn't help it. Couldn't breathe. And then he turned. Not to his teammates, not to his coach. To me. Right there on the sidelines, under all those blinding lights, Liam Chase looked at me like I was the reason he won. And I ran. Fast. No thinking, no slowing down, just full speed. Eli in an oversized hoodie and zero chill. I threw myself at him. He caught me like it was instinct, like I was always meant to land there. "Hey," I whispered, grinning like an idiot. "Hey," he whispered back, grinning harder. His arms were around me, his forehead pressed to mine. His jersey still smelled like sweat and victory, and for the first time, we didn't have to hide. The team swarmed us. Some shouted, some clapped him on the back. One guy pumped his fist and yelled, "Hell yeah, Chase!" I think everyone was kind of shocked, but in a good way. No one mocked him. No one pulled him away. No one dared. Because this, us, it wasn't a secret anymore. 3 days later, he posted it. A blurry photo, just our hands, fingers laced on the top row of the bleachers, his thumb brushing mine. Caption, "You were never a secret. I was just scared. Never again." Yeah, I cried. So did my sister, and my inbox basically exploded. Some messages were sweet. Some weren't. A couple teachers gave us weird looks. Some girl in homeroom said, "That's so brave," in that tone people use when they mean, "That's weird." But none of it mattered, because now he holds my hand in the hallway. We study together in the library, share snacks between classes. He draws little hearts on the back of my notebook when he's bored and thinks I'm not looking. And sometimes, just sometimes, he'll lean in during lunch, real quiet, and kiss my forehead. No sneaking, no fear, just soft, simple, ours. We did it, both of us, and this time, we're not letting go. A few weeks later, it's a regular Tuesday. Grey sky, algebra test, nothing special, until I open my locker and see it. A note, folded like a middle school crush letter. My name scribbled across the front in messy, familiar writing. Inside, "No trophy looked better than you under those lights. Meet me at the 50-yard line. Bring your mouth. L." I roll my eyes so hard I almost sprain something. But my heart? It's already racing. Of course I go. The school's empty. Everyone's gone home. The field is quiet. No screaming fans, no teams, no chaos. Just the golden late afternoon sun stretching across the grass. And there he is, Liam, wearing his hoodie and those stupid perfect jeans, hands in his pockets, grinning like he knows exactly how much of a dork he is. I walk down the bleachers slow, dramatic, just to mess with him. "Took you long enough," he says. "Had to decide if your note was cute or criminally cocky." He shrugs. "Can it be both?" I laugh, and then he grabs me. No hesitation, no fear, just hands on my waist, lips on mine, right there in the center of the field where everything started. The bleachers are empty, the lights are off, but still, this feels brighter than any game. When we pull back, he presses our foreheads together and whispers, "I still can't believe you kissed me first." I snort. "You kissed me, genius." He pauses. "Right, but you stayed." And yeah, I did. 2 years later. It's college now. New town, new stadium, new jerseys, same hearts. He's still the star. I'm still in the stands, wearing his hoodie, sipping terrible stadium coffee, sitting next to his mum, who's live texting the entire game to her group chat. The announcer's voice echoes. "Starting quarterback, Liam Chase!" The crowd roars, and when he runs out, he looks straight at me, grins, points, does that stupid little heart with his hands. I flip him off, lovingly. He blows me a kiss. We're disgusting, I know. He wins, obviously. MVP, again. The guy can't stop being dramatic. After the game, when the cameras calm down, when the crowd filters out, I wait near the tunnel. He walks straight past the press, past the cheerleaders, past the players calling his name, straight to me, drops his helmet at my feet, pulls me in. "I thought about you the whole game," he says. "I know," I say, smirking. "You spelled my name with your fingers after the touchdown. Real subtle." "Shut up," he mumbles, and kisses me. It's not a secret. Hasn't been for a long time. We've got pictures in his dorm, matching playlists, a shared toothbrush he keeps pretending isn't mine. And yeah, some people still stare, but most of them, they cheer now, because we made it. From secret kisses in the gym to being the love story people root for. He tucks my hair behind my ear and says, "Can we never stop doing this?" I nod. "Only if you promise to keep writing dumb notes." His smile goes soft. "Deal." He grabs my hand, laces our fingers, and together we walk off the field. Still a team, still in love, still everything. The end. Have you ever loved someone in secret and wished the whole world could know? Thanks for watching. Subscribe to become a part of our Rainbow Force, and consider joining our membership for early access and exclusive content. Stay wholesome.